starting?
in the front?
Okay, don't put on.
Yeah. I actually don't know that. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right. Welcome to our first
There's a delay.
ever
Just saying.
paint night.
What?
There's a delay.
Okay.
I feel like we should be like much more like demure about it. I don't know.
Just saying. There's a delay. Okay.
Oh, that's okay. People get the point of it. First of all, I would like to thank Miss Johnson, our amazing resident artist who's going to teach us this. Give her a hand. I also want to acknowledge Isabella, who this is her thing. She wanted to do it, and I am so glad she wanted to do it, and she helped. They brought in, her mom did the paint night and extra canvases and stuff. So, up for Bella and the Sanchez family, because they were amazing at it. And all the proceeds are going for our end of the year party, and of course for any extra supplies we had and stuff. Afterwards, we do have some snacks, and if there's people who are amazingly fast, I have a few board games in the back, but I think we should be fine. All right, before we start, let's pray. Guys, close your eyes. God, thank you so much for this opportunity to be together. Just right before Easter, as we think about you and your sacrifice, Lord, thank you for your salvation, God. Thank you for creativity. You are a creative God, and we in turn are created to also be creators. Thank you for the talent here, and thank you for even those who don't think they have talent, because we all have some talent, Lord. Help us to approach this with an open mind and just really have fun. Thank you so much for Ms. Johnson and the Sanchez family to help make this possible, Lord. Bless our time together, help our words and our thoughts and our actions to be glorifying to you. In your name I pray, and everyone said,
It's really delayed.
Amen.
It's very delayed. Just saying.
Do you want me to just stop and start
very
again?
delayed.
Let me just stop and start again.
Okay, just get into your position.
Who has all done a paint night before? Anybody? You got two? You got a few? Okay. Well, they seem intimidating, but I promise they're not once you get started. So, I always say this, whenever I do paint parties, I say this. Don't look at the person next to you, because theirs is more than likely going to look quite a bit different than yours. And that's okay, because each of us are unique to our own idea of what we want this painting to look like. And if it ends up not looking like the painting that we're doing at all, that's okay too. I just say to call it abstract art if it ends up not looking like anything that I'm trying to show you. But don't be intimidated, because I'm going to show you step by step what we're going to do. And if you guys have any questions, I'm going to be walking around and helping you guys out. Yeah, I'm going to walk you through it step by step. And if you want to go ahead or want to kind of add your own thing to it, that's great too. If you don't like blue as much and you want to add green, go for it. This is your painting, and yeah, just have fun. So I'm going to have you guys pick up the biggest brush that you guys have. And one thing for me is, they like to call it, is a starving artist. I'm a starving artist, not necessarily, but kind of. But with my paints and everything like that, I want them to go as far as possible, because paints can get expensive. So one thing that I do to make, because we don't have a whole lot of paint on our plate, but we can make it cover this whole canvas if we want to. But if you guys need extra paint, we have extra paint, and we can refill your colors. Don't worry about it. So you guys have your biggest brush in your hand. So one thing to make, a little trick that I do to make the paints go far is I use water. And acrylics are a water-based paint, so water and acrylics work well together. So yeah, I'm going to have you guys dip that big brush into your water cup. And we're going to dip it into the blue. And it doesn't matter how much you guys have on your brush. We're actually going to cover 3/4 of the canvas with this blue. So I'm going to do that, and you guys can just follow along with me. Okay.
Can we set it up on here? And it'll show it.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm going to add more water to my brush as I go.
All right.
the top all the way to like 3/4, so like this line here, and you're gonna fill that whole background with blue. Because with this painting, there's a lot of layering involved. So we go layer after layer after layer as we create this painting. So this is the first layer that we're doing.
Can we bring it closer? A bit bigger?
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite a bit.
Let's go.
Is that strong enough?
Yeah. We need one more like Clorox thing.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hello.
Ah. We don't have to. Yeah. I'll bring each color.
Oh, I'm.
Is hers ready? There's a plate right there. Is anyone sitting right there?
And guys, one thing I'm gonna add is wait to paint the sides of your canvas. Because I do that. It's okay if you've already done it. It's okay. Don't worry. But I always wait till the very end because it's a place where you can hold the canvas, you can lift it up, move it around. But if that's painted on the side, then you have to leave it flat or else you get paint all over your hands, which is okay. I can do that all the time. I show up to my class with paint covering my arms and hands all the time. But that's just something I do, is I wait till the very end to paint the
Some of
sides.
these are nothing. Just open that one.
I need to stand back. I wear stuff that I don't care about. So. I didn't because I wasn't painting. Thank you. And I named dog, right? Can you open it? Try to force it. Just Kevin to come, but he didn't want to.
He didn't want to. His creative juices weren't
Is that all
flowing
you need?
tonight.
Should there be more red than I put? Well, I don't know. I just accidentally put that much. I don't know if I need any better. And then Veronica needs some black. That's what. Oh. I want one too. So. Do you need any other sets? Do you need another one? Do you need one for you too? Yeah.
Okay, that's
Oh, this is Veronica's yours. Okay.
yours.
Yeah, I got it. Solid paint. I'm serious. Otherwise, I'll get mad at you.
And guys, it doesn't have to be all in straight lines. I go all over the place. I have fun with it. It can be messy. It's totally okay. Because this is our background layer. And as we go, every single layer is gonna, this whole background is kind of, looks a little messy because it's an atmospheric painting that we're creating. And if you guys finish that layer, We're gonna let it dry just a little bit. So hang out, talk to the person next to you for like the next 5 minutes. So the base layer is what we want to allow to dry a little bit, because as we add the layers on top of it, if it's not dry, the color's gonna move and blend with the other colors. So we let that layer dry just a little bit. You can blow on it, you can fan it. Acrylics and water-based paints are the paints that dry the fastest. So that's one of the benefits to working with acrylics.
Put your card. There's no card on your page. Okay? Yeah, you guys can wave it, just make sure you don't knock over water or anything like that. Just be careful. So one little trick that I do to make sure the color is like ready to be worked with or anything is I tap a finger on it, and when I lift my finger, if it's not white where I put my finger, then that means like I can work with that color. So as I'm like tapping it, there's a lot of spots that I touch aren't lifting and turning white and just showing the canvas through. So that's a way to check if it's like dry enough to work with. So if you want to get your hands messy, you can do it that way. Are we ready to move on to the next step, or we're still drying? Still drying a little bit? Okay. And guys, if you guys get paint on your clothes, normal soap doesn't really work to get it out. The one trick that I do is dish soap. So like Dawn or something like that. If you have a standard remover, that's great, but dish soap works really well to get out of your clothes. Just so you guys know. Alright, so it's looking like a majority of them are dry enough to work with. So, let's go on to the next step. Okay, so these next few steps, we are going to be incorporating the sponge, but there's 2 steps to each layer that I'm going to show you in each color. So the colors that we're working with are called primary colors. I always work with primary colors. I never buy like a sepia or a like different color brown because I can create it myself with these colors, which is really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually make a violet. So you guys are going to use the same brush that you used to work with the blue, and you are going to use a little bit of red and mix the red and the blue together to create a violet. So you want to use more blue than red to make it darker, so like a darker purple. So yes, I want you guys can mix that on the plate that you guys have right there. If you guys need more colors, let us know. You can come around. You won't need a lot of blue. You won't need a whole lot of blue. But if you're completely out. if it turns a brown color, add a little bit more blue. Red. It's turning out to look like a darker purple, which is totally fine. Yeah, if you want it lighter, you can add a little bit more red. Alright, and I'm going to show you guys, we're going to apply this color to the canvas now, okay? So, to kind of give you guys the shape of like where we're going to put this color is, we're going to do like half of an egg, like this. And then, this is just to show you kind of where this color is going to go. And then you're going to come in and make a lot of X's. So to create that like atmospheric effect, we're going to go like this and do a lot of X's and filling that in, that whole space in. And it doesn't have to, you can have some of the blue showing through, that's totally fine. We're just layering, we're adding different layers to the sky right now. This technique is kind of called a crosshatch painting technique. So you're making like X's. And once you guys have that color in and the color is still wet, you guys are going to take a sponge and you guys can come in and you're going to sponge it and you can twist the sponge and just dab it around. And we're just constantly creating that atmospheric look, okay? So you're going to do that all around this color, blending it in with the blue. You guys can add water to your sponge even, making the color blend a little better. And if you wet the sponge and use the wet sponge on the edges, it helps blend the two colors, the blue and the purple together, okay? So guys, you can add color to the sponge too, and that'll help you out as well. And I'm coming around and I can help you guys. Go to like. Yeah, and you can even bring it.
Different paints when I painted this one. It's my first time using these colors.
All right, are we ready for the next step? Yes? Okay. So guys, you actually don't have to clean your brush a whole lot during this process. Okay? So I didn't even dip my brush in water after just doing that. So what you guys are gonna do next is you're gonna add yellow to brush and mix it with the blue, and we're gonna make a turquoise color. And we're gonna do that same technique, but we're gonna do it lower. So we're gonna do the crosshatch idea, and we're gonna fill it in down here a little bit. Blend it in with the purple. It's gonna touch the purple, and it can overlap. It doesn't have to line up exactly. I'm having it overlap a little bit. We're just creating layers of color right now. And then you're gonna, after doing that crosshatch technique, you're gonna go in with the sponge again and make it like that cloudy, atmospheric look, okay? And you guys can use a new sponge for that next color.
Oh, so it's like a green.
Yeah, so it's gonna be creating a turquoise blue color. Once you guys mix the yellow in a little bit. And guys, if you want to make that turquoise a little bit lighter in color, because these colors are pretty dark, you can add a little bit of white to that turquoise that you made. And it'll make a lighter turquoise. So if you guys want to do that too, that's totally fine. Coming. So yeah, if you guys want to come in with a lighter color too, you can do that as well. It's just preference.
I just add a little bit of white to make it lighter.
And if you guys want to make it go, or make the sponging a little faster, you guys can go in circles and it creates a similar effect as well. It goes a little faster. next step. Okay. Okay, I'll wait. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the next step. So, you guys should have a bigger brush off to the side that you haven't been using yet. Or not a bigger, I mean another big in comparison to the tiny brush that we have. So, if you haven't had one, what, not everybody has 3? If not, no worries. No worries, we're gonna be cool. All right, so if you only have 2 brushes, we're gonna clean that big brush that we've been using because we're gonna start working with the lighter colors. Then these last two colors are what is gonna complete the background before we can start doing the stars and stuff. So we're gonna rinse that big brush out. And we're gonna work from the lighter color to the darker color. So we're gonna go from yellow to red. So we're gonna start with our yellow. If you guys don't have yellow, I'll come around and give you guys some more yellow. So you're gonna clean the brush that you've been using. If you have a clean brush, that's not the tiny one, use that. But if you don't, clean the big brush. That's great, that'll work. Is that your only small one? We're not mixing it. Just using yellow. So the medium brush, if you guys have a medium brush next to you, use that one. Yeah, that's cool. If not, just clean the big brush that you've been using. If you guys are using the clean brush that hasn't been used yet, we're gonna dip it in the water and just dampen it just a little bit. And then you're gonna put that brush into the yellow. We're not mixing any colors, we're just gonna use yellow for right now. And we're gonna do that same technique that we've been doing, the crosshatch to the sponge, but we're gonna do it in like a V. So I'm just gonna make the lines for you just to give you an idea of where placement, and then you're gonna come in with the crosshatch technique. You go in with that yellow. And then I'm going to go over this color with the sponge. And if you guys want this color to be lighter, you can add a little bit of white to it. So whichever you guys want. If you guys want a darker sky, leave it with that yellow. But if you want a little bit lighter, add a little bit of white to that yellow. Yeah, after you do the crosshatch, you use the sponge. If you like this, if you want to do the sponge look. My yellow ended up turning a little bit green, but that's okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna come around with the big painting that I have of the finished product just to give you guys more of an idea of what we're going for. All right, guys, are we ready for the next step? Okay. Don't worry if yours looks different than the person next to you. That's okay, because it's unique to you. Every painting is unique to each individual. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys the next step. So, what you guys can do is there's two ways to do it, and we can keep doing it the way we can do it, or you can go straight in with the sponge. But we're going to go and we're going to put our brush or our sponge right into the red. So if you're going to start with the brush, then you're going to do the cross hatch technique, and then sponge, like we've been doing. But if you want to go straight in with the sponge, that's okay too. So we're going to just start in the very center, here, and we're going to cross hatch or sponge our way up the middle a little bit right here. And it doesn't have to be in like a certain spot or way. We're just adding it right in there in the middle of that yellowish green that we have there. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with the sponge. You can wet the sponge. And I'm going to blend that red in with the yellowish green. No, you're going to keep this color down more in the base, but it's okay if you go up a little bit with the red, but it's just red. We're not mixing. right, guys, how's that red looking? Are we ready for the next step? Not yet? Okay. Alright guys, I'm going to move to the next step. So these next few steps are the fun part. Okay? We are topping off our galaxies right now. Okay? So try to find your cleanest sponge. So I know we probably don't have any. If you don't have a clean one anymore, which is totally fine, grab the one with the lightest colors on it, so like a yellow or anything like that. And we're gonna rinse it out in your cup. So squeeze it out a little bit, kind of let out that paint out of the sponge. We're gonna get a little messy. So just squeeze it out. Yeah, nice. Huh? It broke? Do you have another one? Okay, so you're going to take your sponge and you're going to dip it in the white, but we don't want a whole lot of white on the sponge. So if I have like a little dot on there, and then I'm going to dab it on my plate and get a little bit of the excess off to where there's not a whole lot of white on my sponge. Okay, so you dip it in the white, and then if there's like a glob on there, you're going to dab it off on the side of your plate a little bit and get the excess white off to where there's just like a thin layer of white on your sponge. Okay? And then we're going to come in and we're going to start like right there, and we're going to sponge our Milky Way. And don't apply a whole lot of pressure, and we're going to just go in a line, not a straight line up, but you can curve it, you can make parts thicker. So we're just making our Milky Way as we go to the top of the page. So if you want to look at your picture and if you want to kind of copy that line too, you can do that. So right now we're just creating like our Milky Way design in here. And if you guys, like this is a pretty harsh line in here. So I'm going to dip my sponge in the water. And then I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to make sure that's a little bit more blended, a little bit more, not as harsh of a line, a little more milky.
doing it too? Or you wanna keep working on it? And now genius.
If you guys find that there's a lot of white on your canvas and you're like, oh shoot, I want to go back, I want to take some off, you guys can squeeze out your sponge and squeeze that color out, and then you can go back on your color and it'll lift the white off your canvas and it'll bring it back into the sponge. So if you see that, if you guys are like, oh man, I don't want that much white on there, you guys can squeeze out your sponge and use it to lift the color off the canvas. So you can keep doing that. And it helps. If you guys don't want that much white. Yes.
favorite part. So when you guys are ready, it's the most fun. My favorite.
It's very interesting. Not the good kind, just
All right, are we ready for my favorite part? You guys can keep working on your Milky Ways, but I'm gonna explain the next part, okay? So we're gonna clean off one of our brushes. Not the small one yet. We're waiting to use the small one till the very end. And I'm gonna dip the edges into my white, and then I'm gonna dab my brush off onto the side of my plate. So you guys don't want a whole lot of paint on your brush, but try to get some white paint on there. And then once you have it on the end of your brush, you're gonna dip it in the water just a little bit. You want your brush to be pretty wet and pretty white. Okay? And then what you guys are gonna do is this is the fun part. So then you're gonna spray the white paint onto the canvas, making little splatters all over your background. And this is like creating the stars, okay?
It's supposed to look like. Yeah.
And if you guys want to, if you have a favorite constellation you guys want to paint in, you guys can totally do that too.
Ba-da-ba-da-da-da.
ready for the last part of this painting?
Here we go. I found it. Okay, I'm walking from the iPad. This is amazing. I know.
For this last part, I'm going to need everybody's undivided attention.
Yeah, we did the mountain side.
So, this is probably the most intimidating part of this whole picture. but it's actually not that hard, and I'm going to explain, okay? So when you think of a tree, you're like, oh man, I don't want to, that sounds so hard, I don't think I can do it. I thought trees were so intimidating growing up until I learned a pretty easy technique on how to paint them. Trees are not symmetrical, they don't all look the same, they're not perfect, they're not like, trees are super everywhere and organic, and they don't have like a mathematical scheme to them. So this is a way that I like to paint trees, and a good part about this painting is we only draw the top of the tree. We're not even drawing the whole tree. We're just doing the tip. Okay, so one way that I like to explain how to draw trees, there's two ways that I like to explain trees in a super simple way, okay? So one of those ways is you go in a really tight, like squiggle, like S. And you start super thin, and then you get wider as you go toward the base of the tree. So you start thin, and then you go in, and you do this squiggle all the way down, and you get thicker and thicker as we go. Or you can start with a really tiny line and gradually get wider and wider and wider as you go down. And they can touch, they don't have to be separated. It's hard to show you from this far away, but I'll come around and I'll show you guys. You can start with a tiny line, and then you keep going down and just do a bunch of lines. And we are just doing the tips of the trees, and they can be in any place that you want them to be. They don't have to be exactly like the picture. So I'm going to come around and I'm going to show you guys up close the two different types, because it's easier to show you guys up close. My favorite way to do it is the lines, rather than the squiggle, but they both work. So I'll come and show you guys. Okay. Okay, so if you guys want to keep adding stars, you can as I come around. I'll do that, and I'll just show you guys each individually, or like groups of three, how to do it. Yeah, you can. Wait, I will start with the tips. So you guys, with the black, one thing about black is you want to start with a little bit and move towards a lot. Don't start with a lot, because it's hard to get rid of black. So start with a little bit and move to a lot. So I'll come around and I'll show you how to create a tree, okay? All right, guys. So you start with
It's white.
Oh, I'm in.
Those look like little people about to die.
And once you guys got the tips of those trees in there, you're gonna fill the black all the way to the bottom of the canvas.
Yes, that's white.
Oh, great. Give me that. No one opened it. Oh, of course it is. Is it hard?
And guys, one last thing that you guys can do when you get home, once the paint is all dry or at the end of the night, is put your initials in the bottom right-hand corner. Take ownership of your painting. It's yours.
Miss After, did you see my finished product?
It's like a sky. Let's see, okay. Oh, I should have done the bear.
Once you have thrown your trash away and cleaned your brush, there's a bowl in the kitchen for you to put your clean brushes in. Once you've thrown away, cleaned your brush, and your workstation is clean, we have waters over here, and I think there's like enough for everyone to have like a cookie. Don't be greedy. And we have Easter eggs in there too that have jelly beans in there. So you can have, I think there's enough for one of everything for everyone. But, all right. Don't be hogs.
I don't want to push with the watermelon.
Watch, you're gonna see a guy who's going like this over the face right now. There's Adrian. I know. You're gonna see me going like this, like. Butterfingers. You're even Butterfingers with each.
Come in the door.
Hey, Gio, roaming around. You're right there. Who is that? Gaby? Gaby. Hey, Gio. Gaby. You're on there. There's Gio. Put your face like right on it though. No. Oh wow. There's me.
Guys, you know this is live, right?
Huh?
Anyone can access this.
Paintbrushes, honey?
Are those your paintbrushes?
I've been there for so long. Hey, Gio, bro. Look at how long I stand there. I stand there so long. You're gonna see me in that face right now.
We live streamed it on YouTube.
That's messed up. Unpause it.
I was gonna hold it up the whole time going, there you go.
Are you on spring break too, Isabella? No? You had yours last week? Or 2 weeks ago? Oh, last week, yeah. We had ours 2 weeks ago.
Celebrating that. All in Mexico.
Back on. Zach, we're back live.
I believe anyone can meet you.
Oh my god.
No, it's in reverse, no?
No, it's delayed.
Oh.
He's gonna come on right now.
Come on. Oh my god. Yeah. Dance. No, I'm coming up. Oh my god. He had to ruin it. He had to ruin it. Who had to ruin it? I had my face on mine. And then Gio.
Wow, Gio.
I know. Party pooper.
Okay, mine's still in shape.
Your mom? Huh? No, she's your mom. Oh, yeah.
Huh? What did you say?
Well, what do you think in the world would I like that?
Wait, that's supposed to be mean or funny?
Both.
Okay.
What?
Student council! Start undoing the tape on the sides of the tables. Student council, start undoing the tape on the sides of the table so that way when they take their art, we can quickly get it undone, okay?
Where's the trash can? Look around for it.
Okay.
Oh, what's Aquanet? It's hairspray for another type of art thing.